Welcome back to the channel, guys. Judo Sloth here. I hope you're having a good one. Today we are unveiling another super troop. It is the Super Giant. Now for one more day I cannot click the building because it will display all four super troops. We've had the Super Barbarian, the Sneaky Goblin, which we looked at yesterday. Many of you did share the fact that the 50,000 Dark Elixir, it might be a bit much to then power up if you're going to be using the goblins to farm. Now I would argue that actually if you can be active enough, because of how good they were at taking down storages, if you were to use a sneaky goblin knife farming strategy in order to get the Dark Elixir, you would be able to get that back. However, today it's the Super Giant's turn, and then we have one more tomorrow. So guys, if you do not want to miss that, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you do not miss out on the gameplay. Also, let me know down in the comments if there is any other gameplay you would like to see of the super troops, because even when we have unveiled all four of them, I will be sure to continue testing them out, bringing you the gameplay so you know exactly how to use them, and obviously we can have fun here on the channel in doing so. So let's go ahead and pull up the Super Giant. So the eagle-eyed of you will be looking and thinking, 60,000 Dark Elixir to boost the Giant? Judo, you brought us a sneak peek video of these Super Barbarians and it was 50k. You brought us a sneak peek video of these Sneaky Goblins and it was 50k. Why are the Giants 60? Well, the reason is you know that you have to be Town Hall 11 to get these super troops. I know, guys, you can get them in the clan castle so long as one of your clan members has them boosted and active. But for the Super Giants, they are Town Hall 12. Now it's funny because I do think that the Barbarians and the Goblins will be used a lot more than the Giants. I will be sure to explain exactly why that is. The special ability though is Wall Buster, so it deals increased damage onto walls. Let's go ahead and show you in the practice mode, and I will be sure to share my thoughts of the Giants throughout this practice mode. Then I'll go ahead and show you the stats, compare them to other troops so that you get a bit of a gauge as to how strong the Giants will be, and then we will attack a Town Hall 13 base. However, throughout this practice one, let's share with you my thoughts. Now they've done okay there, the Giants. They got through the wall, they're starting to take down the defenses. Not a maxed wall, granted, but that's 20 housing space because they are double of the regular Giant. They are 10. Now, I would personally just wall break that wall and then like jump spell the next one. I don't think that I would be using the Giants necessarily to get through the walls. I will be sure to tell you about that. However, just let's reminisce for a second. Look, check out all of the Giants just blasting through the base like this. Who used to use the Giant and Healer strategy when you were a lower level? I used to use it at Town Hall 7. Anyone that doesn't know what that is, you would basically send in a whole pack of Giants like this with healers behind. Obviously there's not as many air defense, any traps, things like that, and then you'd spread around the base with the wizards. It worked really well. That was a Town Hall 7, guys. It was a lot lower of a base, you could get round it quicker. There's more defenses, ultimately. So I don't think it's going to be viable for Town Hall 13. However, the other reason I don't think the Giants will be as useful as the Barbs and the Goblins is their superpower just doesn't give them as much power, if you ask me, if I were going to be attacking a base. Like I said, I would have wall break, I would use jump spells, etc. because you might ask me, why would you not just put these Super Giants in front of the Yeti Smash or something like that? Well, it can be difficult to control the Giants. They are only going to go for defenses, whereas Yetis, P.E.K.K.A, Bowler, they will go for anything. So the giants might very well open up wall compartments and the pecker and bowlers go in a different direction because they are going after storages, meanwhile your giants are going off for defenses. It might just be a bit tricky to control them. Therefore, your jump spell will just access the whole base, continue your pathing where you want it. So that means that the giants' superpower isn't quite as useful as the Barbarian and Goblins, if you catch my drift. The only time that I think the super giants might be of use is, can you remember at Town Hall 9 there was the HGHB strategy where you actually relied on the giants to punch through the walls in order to then get into the heart of the base, create a kill squad, and the hog riders would come around the outside of the base? That's where I think they could be of use. Maybe in a clan castle for Town Hall 9 or 10. Let me know. For Town Hall 13, I just don't see them being as useful because I would want to just wall break, jump, use the wall wrecker, anything else where I could control pathing a little bit better. Let me know what you think though. They are 10 housing space, and when I compare the stats, you will see that it's relatively similar to the Barbarian and the Goblin in that the stats add up, if you will, in terms of it's double of the giant housing space. But I have to apologize to the super giants. We're not going to sit here and watch them do their thing. There's a glaringly obvious difference in that practice attack to a normal raid, in that there was no time. Again, if you're going to be using mass giants, you'll probably just time fail. So let me know your thoughts in the comments as to, I'm asking a few questions here today, aren't I? I'm asking what your thoughts are of the super giant, and I also want you to tell me what the super troop is that you would want to see next. There's one more to be unveiled. What would you like it to be? I've had a lot of people sharing their thoughts, and I've got to say that my favorite that I have seen in my comments is the super healer. Imagine if you could have a super healer, high risk, you've only got one of them, let's say, on the queen charge or the queen walk. If it gets hit by a few black bombs, you are finished. But high reward in that it could do better healing, or it might be less troop capacity. Pretty cool. That would be my favorite, but let me know yours down in the comments. I've asked a few questions throughout the video. If you're still here, by all means, be sure to leave a like on the video as you're dropping them comments. However, into the stats of the super giant, and I will compare this for you to the regular giant as well. So a level 9 regular giant, which compares to the level 9 super giant. The super giant, as you can see, does 130 damage per second. Now, the regular giant does 64. This is what we've seen in the Barbarian and the Goblin. The stats are kind of overemphasized, if you will. You get graded the amount because 64 times 2 is less than 130. Only just, but you get an extra couple of stats. Great. You also get the special ability, even though it's not amazing like we said. Anyways, hit points. 1,850 for your giant, 4,200 for your super giant. So definitely a little bit more super. You're getting an extra couple of hundred hit points. The other thing to think about, housing space of 10, that means that you can only lose one super giant to a spring trap, whereas you can lose 3 super giants to a spring trap. So just think about that. In terms of your base, if you normally rock a couple of giants in your war attack, that might be more useful in terms of a bow witch or something like that. But I don't think taking masses of them are going to make a big difference. I don't think it's going to shake the meta up as much as the Barb and the Goblin. But again, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your favorite superheroes. Imagine if we could power up one of the heroes as well. Maybe Clash Clans are watching. Maybe they will take this into account. What would it do though? Would it maybe give them a different ability? Yeah, surely we couldn't have extra stats. I'm going to ask you guys another question. Superheroes, what would you like to see? But let's go ahead and let's power up the super giant so that we can use it in an actual attack here at Town Hall 13. Now that we have the giants boosted, let's go ahead and cook up an army. So this is what we used yesterday for these sneaky goblins. If you missed that video, by the way, I will put it down in the pinned comment, and I'll also link it at the end of this one. Generally speaking, guys, just so that you know, at the end of each video, you will have a pop-up of my video yesterday, so that you can just directly click it, even if you're on mobile, to see yesterday's video. The only time I don't link yesterday's video, if we're doing Let's Play stuff, is if the video has something of relevance that might be even better. So let's say I have a specific tutorial about something, I might link you to that. Anyways, guys, what are we going to do? I think that the HGHB might actually be a good idea. So that's the healers, giants, hogs and bowlers. So if we keep the healers, we don't need wall breakers, we don't need the minions. We could have kept a couple of them goblins, couldn't we? Just to use on the outside of the base for funneling. You saw how good they were for funneling, but never mind. Let's get rid of them. We probably only need one jump because we actually want the giants to get into the center. We could do with another heal spell, I think, for the hog riders coming around the outside of the base. So let's go ahead and cook one of them up. I will get rid of one of the rage spells. I think 2 is enough. We can dump out the troops from the clan castle. Then let's go with, I'm not actually quite sure how many. Let's go with 8 giants. I'm trying to think of the combination you normally take for Town Hall 9. And I can't. Let's use maybe a baby dragon, could be useful for funneling. How many hog riders will that give us on the outside of the base? 11? Is that it? Well, I guess we could take bowlers in the clan castle instead. So if we get rid of them, we really want, yeah, you want into the 20s, guys, really. Troops to clean up as well, we don't have. So let's take a couple of wizards. Maybe one more so that we can take the Barbarian and the Goblins. They're not going to help very much, but I think that should relatively be our army. Let's request bowlers in the clan castle. Remember the quality of life change, guys, where you can now request the troops specifically, what it is that you want. So let's go with, could we get something better in there? Valkyrie. One Valk is sometimes good for if there are any skeletons in that area. The Valkyrie can shred it. Only allow maxed and confirm. So there we go. It's a great quality of life change. I think it's the best one that there is. And it means that I can only get the max troops of what I requested. But once we've got them, we'll get into an attack. So this is the base we attacked yesterday with the sneaky goblins. Let's use the giants to see what happens. So for the HGHB, which is the attack we're trying to mimic here, you want to get into the heart of the base. For Town Hall 13, that is Town Hall 13. Now in terms of defenses on the outside, got an archer tower to the bottom, a couple of others to the top though, so I think maybe the king down to the archer tower would be a good play here so that the giants will go in. Then let's cut off the funnel on the other side with a baby dragon. That's looking pretty good. Once the archer tower goes down, I will send the giants in. Let's use that king's ability. Giants. Followed by the balloons, the healers, and the queen. Okay. As they come forward here, I want to use a rage, but I am going to wait just a second. Let's go ahead and use that now. Take down the arch tower. Queen steps in as well. Oh, they're not going for the town hall because it's not activated. Maybe the queen can get that though. So the queen should, yes, there she goes. She's onto the town hall. So let's use that. We can freeze the scatter shot. Get another rage. Let's get a jump in there. Then let's go with the hogs to the bottom here. So let's go hogs, Grand Warden, Battle Blimp, Royal Champ. Let's get the heal in. Let's get a freeze onto the scatter shot. Maybe could have used that at the top as well, guys. Healer's getting battered by that scatter shot. Let's use the Grand Warden's ability for the Hog Riders as they come through. Giants doing a good job. We can use the poison there. Everything coming around to the bottom. Let's use the heal for the Hogs as they come through. Where is the Royal Champ? She's doing okay. I thought she was stuck, but she is not. My queen at the top is back to doing what she does best, given that she took down the enemy Archer Queen and the Giants were in front tanking. She does go down, but I tell you what, guys, this has been a better raid than I expected. Maybe the bowlers in the clan castle were not the best play. Let's use the Royal Champ's ability. Get through this. Maybe... I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe something other than bowlers might have worked, but it seems to me like the Hog Riders were more the problem. Maybe that is because we took 80 housing space of Giants, but to be fair, I was battering the Giants, and seemingly they did okay there. They protected my queen, so... I don't know. Maybe they're not as useful as I thought, but let me know in the comments if you are going to use them or not. Now, if you want to see the sneaky goblin video, if you missed that one, I'll link it on the screen right here. Click that, guys, and I will see you over there. But if not, be sure to check my channel back tomorrow because we have the next sneak peek troop. I will see you then. Until then, stay safe and have a good one.